Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, unless of course you're new here, in which case hi, hello. My name is Ashley and welcome to my random little corner of the internet. As you can tell from today's title, we're going to go over my January TBR. As I have the past 4 Januaries, I will be participating in the 4 Nations Readathon. It takes place mainly on Discord. They do have a website. I can link the Discord below, probably the website as well. It is inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, obviously. You become part of whichever kingdom, and you complete all the levels for each kingdom or nation, and then do all the extra little things that come with that group, and eventually you can be an avatar as well. Not quite there yet. I have completed, I started with Earth Kingdom, and then I did Fire Nation, I think, because I am going in avatar order. So I did Earth Kingdom, and then Fire Nation, and then currently working on the Air Nomads, which they'll be doing level 8. Before I talk about that, since it's Avatar themed, I'm going to be riding this high all year. So there are some videos on my channel of me doing crochet stuff, and this past year in December, my husband and I went to NostalgiaCon. My phone is having some issues, so there might be some glitches. Hopefully it's working. Anyways, so in December, my husband and I went to NostalgiaCon and had the opportunity to meet Michaela Jo Murphy, who, if you are a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, you're aware that she plays Toph Beifong. And I made her this little doll, and she absolutely loved it, because here is us meeting her, holding the doll. And then on top of that, if you are a fan of Michaela, you might know that she has a YouTube channel, and every so often she does a video called Cool Things from Cons, that she talks about the gifts that people have brought her, or things that she bought in the cities that they were in, blah, blah, blah. And she did feature the doll, and she talked about it a lot, and it was a really cool feeling, and I'm gonna ride that high all year. But anyway, back to the readathon. So I said I was gonna be level 8, so this particular level is all about people who are not like you. So there are 4 books for this particular level. I'm only going to try for level 8. In previous years, I can't think of the word, but like previous months that we've done this, previous rounds, I guess that could be a word, I've tried to do a couple levels in, or like sneak in a group or something. Just doing level 8 this year. There are 4 books in this. And then there'll be 2 other books that don't have anything to do with the readathon that I am also reading. So, for the first book in level 8, it is a book that is about a country's original culture. And I'm going to be reading Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez, which is about Egyptian culture and finding things in tombs and things like that. We're finding Cleopatra's tomb. This was one of my most anticipated reads last year, and didn't get to it. It ended up on a TBR, didn't get read. I think it came out in December, I just didn't get to it, so now we're getting to it, and I'm excited for it. I'm filming this on January 4th, and I am already on page 100, and I'm loving it, so there we go. So book number 1, Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. Book number 2 in this level is a book where the main character is a different race than you. So I'm reading Heavenly Tyrant by Jiren J. Zhao. If you know anything about Iron Widow, you know it was amazing. And that, I know what her name is. So about it. Zessian. Zessian is badass. But she's also a child, essentially. She's like 14, I think. So in this one, she ends up taking place of the government that she overthrew in the first book, so it should be exciting. There's all kinds of issues going around, I guess, about this particular book. It took forever for it to be able to be published because Jiren is very vocal about their I can't think of words today. They are very pro-Palestine, and apparently it's possible the publishers didn't like that, and they kept holding on to not publishing her book. There was a whole lot of rigmarole. And then, they took away her Hugo Award, or she wasn't qualified for a Hugo Award and they wouldn't tell her why exactly. But then it's really weird that the only other person that got disqualified was also R.F. Kuang. And then this year, this book was on the number one. It was the number one New York bestseller. And then suddenly it wasn't, because it wasn't published in the U.S. But Iron Widow didn't have that problem. But they fixed it. As of like yesterday, I think. It's fixed it. It's back on number one. However, Jiren posted about it and said that because they got put back on number one, Where the River Hides got knocked back down to number 11. Oops. But yeah, I'm super excited about reading this one. This, again, was one of my most anticipated releases of last year, but it came out December 26th, so there was no way I was going to read it last year. But it is on the TBR for this month. Next up is a book with a religion that is different than yours. I am not a religious person. I am an atheist. Take that with what you will. So really, a book featuring any religion is a religion different than mine. I asked the Discord if I read a Star Wars book featuring Jedi, which is a religion, if that counted, and they were like, yeah, that counts. So my husband and I are reading Revan by Drew Karpyshyn? We're going to go with Drew Karpyshyn. I don't really know much about Revan. My husband is obsessed because of the old KOTOR games, Knights of the Old Republic, and so yeah, we're about 75 pages in. It's been good so far. Gives us a whole look on, this is like 1,000 years before episode 1, and the whole, we shouldn't get married, we shouldn't hold attachment stuff. Revan says, shove it up your butt. And Revan got married to Bastila Shan. And so far, I love it. It's great. We'll see what happens with the rest of the book. But yeah, religion different than mine. And then, the last one for this group was pick 5 books and then let someone in the Discord decide, or put up a poll and let them decide, whatever like that. So I put Air by Sabaa Tahir, Lightlark by Alex Astor, Cytonic by Brandon Sanderson, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana, and I don't remember what the 5th one was. Editing me will, and I will put it up on the screen. However, by like 3 votes. It wasn't a whole lot, but by like 3 votes. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I feel like I'm butchering that, and I'm very sorry. However, was the pick. And so far, been very cute. I am doing this one on an audiobook, and it's delightful and it's cozy. And that's all I've heard, is that it is a delightfully cozy, witchy read. And yeah, so that's going to be for the random pick based on 5 books I threw at them, essentially. Okay, so the next 2 books are, have nothing to do with the Readathon. So, every month, Easy Cat, or Jason Headley, some of you know him from YouTube, some of you know him from Book Talk, Instagram, yada yada. Jason Headley goes by Easy Cat on all social media, has a book club over on Fable, and this month we are reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. And so far, I love it. I know, this is like, I have multiple books going at one time. I have this one on ebook, and then I'm physically reading Where the Library Hides. Yeah, Where the Library Hides. I have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches on audio, and then my husband is reading Revan out loud, and that's how, because otherwise he won't pay attention type situation. So, I have 4 books going at once, and yes, it's crazy, but it is what it is. But so far, absolutely love it. It's so funny. If you like playing video games, and you think, hey, I could be part of a video game, it's kind of what it's giving, because, like, the world has ended, because everything got smooshed, and now Carl is in a literally in a dungeon. I'm only on chapter 3, but just the way that it's written is hilarious, and it's just, I have a feeling this is going to be so much fun. So, and then there's like 4, this was written in 2020, I've never heard of it before, but it's some reason gaining traction now because I've heard so many people talking about it. So I don't know. But so far it's been a really fun ride. So it can only go up from here, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't just take a downturn. We'll see. And then the last book I've seen other people do this, and my sister did this with her friend last year, and we decided to just do it together. I'm calling it the Sister Story Swap, and we made prompts for all 12 months, and every month we will swap books that we have read. We have to have read them, because we have to make sure that they are good, or at least good in our own opinion. But we will swap a story, or swap a book. And for January, it was a book featuring sisters. I did put all these prompts together. However, I didn't pay attention to what order I put them in. I kind of tried to. I was like, oh, well, obviously featuring sisters I wanted to do first because that's the whole, it's sister story swap, blah, blah, blah. And then, a holiday read in December. I tried to do, a witchy read in October. But for the most part, I didn't really pay attention to where I stuck them. So for me, I gave her Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake for featuring sisters. However, February is Enemies to Lovers, and March features a small town, or takes place in a small town. So I lucked out, and my brain knew, apparently, that I wanted to give her all of the Bright Falls trilogy, and so therefore, January I gave her Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and in February I will give her Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail, and then in March I will give her Iris something doesn't date. Iris, put it right here, because I can't think of what it's called. Having issues today, apparently. But anyways, so the book that she gave me, featuring sisters, she texted me and she said, "Are you okay with murder? Are we talking about the book? Or am I having to hide a body? I don't know." So, but yes, I said that was fine. I'm getting more into, mysteries. I'm trying to, not necessarily pull away from fantasy. I still love fantasy, and it's still going to, all other books are fantasy. But she gave me Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. And this has been, I've seen it pop up on Book Talk a lot, and she did wrap it. We did try to wrap them as, cute Blind Date Woods of books. Mine is very lackluster. She is gonna try to start selling them at craft shows and things like that, because I do craft shows, and so she's like, hey, I could throw these in with your stuff, make some money maybe. So hers is, she tried to use me as a guinea pig and put all the stuff in there, and it was really fun and cute. But as she pointed out, my triggers on mine are very different triggers than what's on hers. So she said it's not intense. It is intense, but I should be fine. So, because she knows I don't really like smut, and so she's trying to make sure she does. She's a smut reader, and that's no shame. That's not my lane. So she's trying to find books that are in my lane, and I'm trying to find books that I've read that's in her lane. And so far, it's worked out. So this is the book that I'll be reading for the Sister Story Swap in January. It's Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I have no idea what it's about, but it does have sisters in it. It talks about it right here. They're sisters, and somebody died, and we're trying to find out who, I guess. And yeah, this should be intense. And I'm going to try really, really hard to read these in the month that we swap them. So that's why it's on my TBR this month. Oh, goodness. Okay, so videos get crazy sometimes. Especially when I'm trying to figure out where to film. And the kids are on holiday break, and it's been intense. But yeah, that's going to be my January TBR. There's going to be other videos talking about my goals for January and things like that. They might already be up. They might not. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But that's going to wrap up this particular video. Are you participating in any readathons in January? If you're not, if you're just a mood reader, what was the first book you're picking up in January? If you don't want to talk about anything and you just want to put an emoji so that I know that you're here, and drop me a wave, like a water wave for Pretty Girls. There's water on the cover. I have no idea what it's about. And we are so close to hitting 100. I wanted to hit it last year. Didn't quite make it. We're at 96, but I would love to hit that really, really soon. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, as well as that big red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're always notified every time that I upload. And until next time, bye!